Hey, Joey, it's Quinn.
Hey, Quinn, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good.
All right, here we go. Quinn Fry from Season 3 of The Real Housewives of Orange County, right?
That's right.
Well, very cool. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Are you watching the show now?
I watch it every now and then. I DVR it.
All right, let's get right into it. Why are you not on the show? Because that's my biggest complaint.
Why am I not on the show?
Yeah.
You know what? Because actually, I've been told a few reasons. One of them is because I'm just not mean enough. I was too nice. I was too nice, and I don't have that much drama.
But they have people on the show now like Lynn, and it's not that I don't like Lynn, but she just kind of reminds me like Jennifer Coolidge. Like, she's just like, where are we going now? Like, she's just like there, you know?
Yeah, she's pretty, though. I met her the other day. And you know what? I guess there was a whole element to my life that they couldn't film, like my work life.
Uh-huh.
So they had a really hard time filming me because I work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So they had to schedule the crew to come out weekends and nights, and it was kind of a nightmare for them because the other girls are pretty much free during the day to do whenever and whatever they want to do, and not so much me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you know, and then when I stopped dating Jared, I got pulled aside, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I just can't do it."
Speaking of Jared and speaking of Billy, you're on the show, and I saw you like as this successful, like beautiful, spiritual, intelligent, like even the relationship you have with your son. Like, I'm sure you've seen this clip where you guys are finishing each other's sentences.
I know, he's such a cutie pie. I love that boy.
You seem so put together. Have you found love since the show?
No. I don't know. I think I'm too busy. I go to work, I go home, I hang out with Gina and some girlfriends, and I've found that a lot of young boys that want to date me from the show, they've come out of the woodwork, you know. Anybody 20 to 30 years old is like, Quinn, I'll tame you, cougar you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, come on, you know. But no, I haven't. But I would love to.
Well, you're quoted as saying, "I love having a younger man in my life." You're portrayed as none other than the cougar. You know, did you embrace that?
No, no, I didn't embrace that because I never. You know, before the show, I really never even knew what that was. So, and I never understood what it was. And to me, a cougar was a bad thing. It was like some woman who's, you know, prowling after a younger man and using them for sexual favors. And you know, I go out and date, and I don't really ask somebody. That's not my first question. How old you are? I mean, I seem to attract a younger person. Maybe it's because in my head I'm only like 29.
Yeah.
So you know, I hang out with older and younger people. I don't really look at age a whole lot. So there's two guys right now in kind of trying to get into my world, and I swear one of them's 30, and he's been after me for a year, and another one is a guy from work, and I'm afraid to ask how old he is because I am afraid he's going to tell me he's like 28. So I don't even want to know, you know, and yeah, I don't know, you know.
Speaking of this, you know, the cougar stuff, I read somewhere that you've referred to some of the housewives as catty. Like Tamara, I'm a big fan of Tamara, actually, until she says, the quote is, "I think if you're super hot like Demi Moore, you can get away with it." But that's clearly not the case. What is your response to that?
Well, I wanted to say that Tamara was a total bitch, but I was thinking my mother's going to listen. So this is El Paso, Texas, right? So Mom won't listen.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there was a lot of things that I wanted to say that I didn't say. And as I'm sitting there on those one-on-one interviews with a camera and me, you know, you think about stuff like that. You're thinking, okay, well, this is going to be on, you know, nationwide TV, and my parents and my grandparents and my grandchildren and everybody's going to see this. So, you know, whatever I say here, and they were really trying to get me to say stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, well, you should see what she said about you. And I really wanted to. I had to check myself quite a few times because I can, you know, I'm a little Scorpio woman and my mouth can run off and bite.
Yeah.
And like Tamara's does. But, you know, Tamara doesn't check herself at all. She just says whatever she thinks.
I feel a little bit like you had kind of a little like maybe problems with the blonde housewives. You said Lori was a little bit catty behind the cameras as well.
Well, a lot of the girls are really great when the cameras are rolling, but as soon as they're not, you know, you never see them again.
Okay, you're saying a lot of the girls. Which ones?
Well,
Lori and
Vicky,
Tamara for sure. Vicky?
Vicky, oh my gosh. Vicky and I had words. I mean, she pulled me off into the restroom the first day I met her and gave me, read me the riot act. And I'm standing there with my hands on my hips going, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And why are you coming after me? I don't even know you, and you're just being this way. So it took Vicky and I a long time to come to, we had to have a come to Jesus meeting on that one because she was just mean to me, and there was no reason for it. And I finally had to go to Gina Keogh and go, I need some help here. These girls are mean and for no reason. I'm a likable person.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything to them, and they were totally bitches to me.
Definitely.
So I'm going off here.
Are you? It's okay. Are you familiar with Gretchen? Do you know Gretchen? Do you get along with Gretchen?
I have met her a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her very well. I know she's pretty controversial around here if you read all of the Orange County registers information because I've seen the pictures of her on the dirty.com, and
yep.
I think that she's working it. I think I'm not meaning the vibrator.
Yeah.
Like no pun intended. But she's working the whole situation.
Yeah.
I think if I had it to do over, I would have probably hired a publicist or some PR person and said, okay, shoot some pictures when I'm doing this. Or shoot some pictures when I'm doing that.
Do you think that she kind of needs to, because you know how her ex-fiance's passed away, now she's with Slade. Do you think maybe she's trying to build her finances a little bit?
I think all of the girls, including probably Atlanta and New York, have all, wised up a little bit since season one, when nobody had any publicity or PR in back of them besides Bravo. So, I think they're wising up. They're doing books. They're doing other TV stuff. They're doing, clothing. They're making a career out of it, and I think that's smart for them to do on their, 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah.
Wished I would have done it. Didn't do it. I'm a stupid me, but a lot of the girls are doing that now, and I think that's really smart of them to do that.
Who is your least favorite housewife, and why?
It would have to be Vicky.
Really, Vicky?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I just, she's just really hard to get to know and really hard to like. She's not really outgoing and friendly. I'll see her and she'll give me a hug, and Dawn will give me a big hug, but she's really hard to break into that, shell of hers.
Yeah.
And I'm a people person. I mean, I like to hang out. I like to be friends.
Yeah.
But Vicky's really tough.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the other housewives, we have to touch base on the Atlanta girls just because they're controversial right now. Their show, they've been called ghetto, and they completely 100% embrace it. Now, the show kind of reminds me a little bit like Flavor of Love or like the Bad Girls Club. I feel like the drama is within the full-grown adults now, rather than like with Lori, she was having a problem with her kids, and you were like on the search for love. I felt like it was more adult themes, and almost like the show's losing its class. Would you agree? What is your take?
Yeah, I actually tweeted about that the other day, saying something about, gosh, it's so Jerry Springer. It's almost difficult to watch because it's uncomfortable, some of the situations and the fighting and the backstabbing and that they have. And, I'm not liking it a whole lot.
Yeah.
I would rather see more of the family drama and what's going on in their world and where they're going and who they're doing, and than them fighting with each other all the time.
I
because I just don't think women do that.
Yeah, that's what I miss. I definitely miss the elegance of the OC women,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I was really disappointed when I was watching the premiere up in LA with everybody. So I was really disappointed when everybody just it was Jerry Springer. It was just mean and vicious, and some of the words that they were saying, I was like, oh my gosh.
I feel like, well, I mean, you said it yourself that you were egged on to be a little bit mean. Is any of the show scripted, or were you asked to perform in any of the scenes?
I think it evolves. I think what happens is the Orange County was first, right? And then new people come out, and then I think the Orange County girls, get around, and they're like, well, shoot, these guys are being this way, and they're doing these crazy, flamboyant, loud, mean things, and their ratings went up.
Yeah.
And it's all about ratings. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's entertainment TV.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that you can do to make it more entertaining and have more people watch, you'll be there longer. And so I think that prompted quite a bit of differences and craziness in front of the camera when maybe, it's not so bad.
The milk the 15 seconds thing, right?
Well, and then Bravo, when they do edit it, I mean, of course they pick out the craziest few minutes of the 8 hours of filming.
Yeah, yeah.